Hi, my name is Mark Lubitz. I'm here guiding you through this week's medical research update. First off, we have an opinion piece on the Ebola epidemic. The authors here are urging us to get low and middle income countries prepared for the inevitable future epidemics and pandemics by investing now to decrease costs later, focusing on how this is not a politically attractive idea, but it's something that we need to be concerned about. Next up, we have an article about the treatment of hormone receptor positive breast cancer in postmenopausal women. The current standard of care involves a 5-year treatment with an aromatase inhibitor. These authors wanted to up that to 10 years total, so a 5-year increase from 5 years to 10 years. They saw a significantly higher rate of disease-free survival time and a lower recurrence rate in the contralateral breast. However, there was no overall increase in survival, but the median follow-up time was only 6.3 years, so they think that you probably haven't seen these survival benefits yet with that short period of follow-up. There also was a significantly increased incidence of osteoporosis in these patients being treated for 10 years, but that's expected with the known side effect profile. This next story is a sad one about a rural community in southeastern Indiana, which from late 2014 to early 2015 suffered from an HIV outbreak linked to the prescription injectable opioid oxymorphone. This community had seen 5 cases of HIV from 2003 to 2013, and then saw 11 at the end of 2014, which prompted an investigation into the cause, and it was then linked to this group of people who were injecting this drug and sharing needles. This outbreak highlights the opioid epidemic that we have right now in the United States. Since 2009, more people have died from opioid overdoses than have died from car accidents. And currently we're seeing huge upticks in HIV and Hep C and Hep B infections in these rural kind of communities that are known for abusing opioids, which had never had those viruses before. There was a review article published this week about medical considerations before international travel. First and foremost, they urge that you need to be up to date on your regular vaccines, including MMR, Tdap, your yearly flu shot, the pneumococcal vaccine if you're over 65. And that's because people who were born before 1990, actually there were different recommendations for those kind of vaccines, especially the MMR. They were only given one and not the booster. And so we're seeing people go abroad, pick up measles, mumps, and bring it back to the United States, especially because of this whole anti-vaxxer movement. Next, they talk about location-specific vaccines, such as the typhoid vaccine if you're traveling to Southeast Asia, the polio vaccine booster if you're traveling to the 2 countries in the world where polio is still endemic, Afghanistan or Pakistan, a recently approved cholera vaccine designed for aid workers. For malaria prophylaxis, first of all, you need to look at, there's tons of online maps showing where malaria is endemic. And so you need to see if you're going to be exposed before you travel anywhere. Then the best way to prevent malaria is to prevent being bitten by mosquitoes. So stuff like bed netting, DEET bug spray is important. Secondly, there's the chemotherapy that we use, which is the most recommended drug is the atovaquone proguanil combination pill. That is used, so is doxycycline. They both have like a 95% efficacy, but doxycycline has worse side effects but is less expensive. So it's kind of a balance you got to strike between if you're willing to pay the extra money to avoid the side effects, or if you just want to deal with the side effects and pay less money. If you're traveling somewhere that's a very high altitude, like Cusco, Peru, or Machu Picchu, you might want to be on acetazolamide, which is a diuretic actually that will help acidify your blood and lead to hyperventilation, so that you will avoid the terrible, terrible side effects of altitude sickness. Also, if you're immediately having bad altitude sickness where you have pulmonary congestion or cerebral edema, you need to be treated with oxygen and rapid descent to a lower altitude. Before you travel anywhere, make sure to go online and see the specific travel recommendations for where you're going specifically, and to make sure you get all the necessary prophylaxis and vaccines before you go. That's all I got today. Make sure to tune in next week for more.